Welcome to another episode of When You Understand. To kick things off, here are the answers to last week's twists. Did you figure them out? If you didn't watch last week's episode or don't particularly care about the answers, feel free to skip ahead to this week's stories. I've added chapter breaks to the video. But before then, let's check the answers. First, the pulled over car. A police officer doing speed checks pulls over an old lady who's driving far too slowly on the highway. The car is full of other elderly women who look pale and shaken, and the officer asks the driver why she was going so slow. She says she always follows the speed limit on the signs, and because the sign said 21, that was how fast she was going. The officer tells her that's the name of the road, finally understanding, but then asks why the other passengers look so shaken. The driver responds that they were fine until road 258 a short time ago. So, what was really going on here? Well, if the woman was driving just as fast as the sign said, that means that when she was on road 258, she was driving 258 kilometers an hour. No wonder the other four women were so scared. Second, Friday nights after club. A student goes home every day after club activities at school, but on Friday nights, alone, the streets are empty when he returns and he hears heels clicking behind him. He fears the person is a stalker, and on this particular Friday, stabs them when they get too close and then flees home. Yet, his mother doesn't greet him this time like she always does. What's going on here? The stalker was the boy's own mother. He mentions that he thinks his stalker is a woman because he can hear what sounds like heels. He never actually sees the person, which is weird if no one else is ever around. Why hasn't he seen her? Because the boy is blind. Why is his mother following him then? Because she's worried about him getting home safely after school each day, and he only notices it on Fridays because it's later than usual, and there are no other people to mask the sound of her heels. So, how did you fare with these ones? Did you manage to guess the answers? Let me know how you did in the comments below. And now, without further ado, let's head into this week's first story. This one's called The Crouching Pregnant Woman. I decided to go for a walk after eating lunch because the weather was so nice. As I was about to set off, I noticed a pregnant woman crouching on the ground about 10 meters ahead. "Are you okay?" I asked as I approached her, but there was no response. "What's wrong?" I asked, but again, no response. "I'll call an ambulance for you," I said and took out my phone. Then she finally spoke. I'm sorry, but is there a police box around here?" I didn't know why she was asking that, but I told her there was one just over there. "Is that so? Thank you," she said and stood up. "I'll see you again someplace else," she said and then started walking. What was all that about? I thought and took out my phone. The latest news scrolled across the screen. At that moment, I finally understood what she meant and quickly rushed home. Even thinking about it now, I get a chill down my spine. If I hadn't called out to her at that time, then I wonder what would have happened. So, what do you guys think really happened here? Let me know in the comments below. And we have one more story for you this week. This one's called The Newly Born Baby. One night, a baby was born in the maternity ward. When the nurse checked on the baby that night, she found it was dead. In order to cover this up, the hospital arranged for a baby without any relatives to take its place. The mother was unconscious, so she hadn't yet seen her own baby, and because the hospital chose a baby that was the spitting image of the other, there was no worry that she would discover what happened. But the next day, when the mother saw her baby, she screamed like a demon. "That's not my child!" So, what do you think really happened in this week's stories? Leave your answers in the comments below and then tune in again next week to find out. Until then, stay safe guys, and I'll see you again next time.